be a turning point in the Gaza war. A drone attack unfolded near Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's home in Israel's area. According to the Israeli Air Force, over 3 unmanned aircraft crossed into the country from Lebanon. 2 of the aircraft were intercepted, but the third aircraft hit a building. And following the incident, alerts were issued across the city. IDF says that no casualties have been reported in the attack so far. Meanwhile, the Israeli Prime Minister's spokesperson has issued a statement saying that the target of the attack was indeed Netanyahu's home. It has also said that neither Netanyahu nor his wife were at home. Remember, this attack is striking because it comes just 2 days after Israel eliminated Hamas chief Yahya Sinwar. Israel also shared a video of Sinwar's last moments in which the heavily injured Hamas chief is seen flinging a stick towards an Israeli drone before being killed. The Israeli Prime Minister has also reacted to the attack. In a video statement, he said that nothing will deter Israel. Nothing will stop it.
Israel is at war. We didn't want this war. It was forced upon us in the most brutal and savage way. But though Israel didn't start this war, Israel will finish it. Hamas will understand that by attacking us, they've made a mistake of historic proportions. We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come.
Let me open up this debate and go across to our guests. We're joined by Dr. Eyal Pinko, ex-senior intelligence officer, cyber and national security expert. We also have Mohammad Najib, Palestinian journalist. Thank you for joining us. Let me first go across to Dr. Pinko. Dr. Pinko, how are you looking at this development? Now, Netanyahu had said that this is the beginning of the end. But given the latest development, it seems like this is far from over. Also, do you see this as a massive security breach?
Israel has very good aerial defense systems, yet there is no 100% security or 100% defense. And as we see, there are some from hundreds of missiles and rockets and drones that are being shot towards Israeli cities every day, day by day. Some are penetrating the defense system. Once again, there is no 100%. I don't think it's a major incident. It could happen. We understand in Israel understands the leaders are in some risk, but the Israeli leaders are protected and keep on fighting with those murderous terror organizations from the south, in Gaza, Hamas, and in the north, in Hezbollah in Lebanon.
All right, let me bring in Mr. Najib as well. Mr. Najib, do you think this was a desperate act, or was this some strategic action to send out a message?
Actually, Israel is practicing assassination and targeting killing against Palestinian fugitives and leaders since decades, but the results were not more a tactical success, not a strategic success. And it was also clear that the Israeli leaders have an open personal account with Sinwar, who was the first responsible and the direct responsible for 7 October events. So it's succeeding. Killing him, eliminating him is a good message to the Israeli public that who was responsible for your catastrophe on 7 October has been eliminated. But the results of what Sinwar did, and right now there are still 101 Israeli hostages in the hands of Hamas. So the question is how they can proceed and solve this problem, even after Sinwar elimination.
So you're saying that it is only going to get more challenging for Israel. Is that what you mean?
Right now, it's unknown who will succeed Sinwar in hitting the Hamas political bureau, but also in leading Gaza, because he was
no, but what is your assessment? Because we've been speaking to a lot of experts from Israel and ex-spokespersons, former, current spokespersons as well, and they're saying that Hamas is not what it was last year during the October 7 attack, since several of their top leaders have been eliminated. Do you believe that?
Israel has succeeded in eliminating of Hamas military leaders and hardline leaders and military arsenal and weakening Hamas. That's true. But right now, regarding the Israeli hostages in the hands of Hamas, it's unknown that his successor will not be ready to accept less than what the demands there were set by Sinwar of free Palestinian prisoners and full Israeli withdrawal from the Gaza Strip. And I don't think, and I don't see that Israel is willing to withdraw from Gaza Strip. It plans to remain there. It appointed civil administration commander there, and some right-wing leaders call for a settlement in Gaza. So I think the situation is still complicated, and now it makes it also difficult for the mediators, Qatar and Egypt, who they will mediate with the new successor of Sinwar. So it will take longer time if they can push forward the file of hostages.
Dr. Pinko, how do you react to that? Is it going to be more difficult and challenging, and there soon will be a successor, says Mohammad Najib?
Yes, I have to agree with what was said. Qatar is playing duplicity here, because from one end, Qatar and Iran are the largest sponsors of Hamas, and they force build the Hamas organization. And Hamas, and for the other end, Qatar now is playing like the mediator, even though the Hamas leadership, the political leadership, is in Qatar now. So I believe that in order to put Hamas down, we need to get the political leaders of Hamas out of Qatar and out of Turkey as well. From this is one side, and as my colleague said here, Israel still have 101 hostages, kids, women, elderly people inside the Gaza Strip, and the war will continue until the hostages will come back. So the key to ceasefire and going back each one to his place is by returning the hostages to Israel.
Right, but let me ask you the question that I asked Mr. Najib. Was this an act of desperation, these attacks that took place so near to Netanyahu's residence, or was this some sort of a message that was being sent to Israel?
I believe it was not a desperate act. I think that the Hezbollah target bank is full of target in Israel. They know exactly where to shoot. And I believe this was some kind of signal to Israel, even though it was a signal that was not accepted by Israel, and Israel will continue the war.
Even if Sinwar has been eliminated, do you believe that this fight has weakened, that it will get any easier for Israel from here on?
Look, the backbone of Hamas was destroyed. Hamas was a military organization, terror military organization, yet a military with commanding officers and a structure which was very much developed. After the 1-year war, Hamas has still terrorists that are operating there. It has still weapon, even though because of the backbone and the command and control structure, it was broken. So they are still fighting. They are still firing rockets towards Israeli cities, but with less effectiveness.
Okay, very quickly, I have to wrap up, but Mohammad Najib, last word to you. Yes, the leader of Hamas may have been eliminated, Sinwar may have been eliminated, but Israel is fighting this war on multiple fronts. There are other actors involved as well.
I didn't understand the question. You mean other fighters in Gaza to replace Sinwar?
No, I meant Hezbollah and others are still involved. Sinwar may have been eliminated, but there'll soon be a successor.
Yeah, actually, Hezbollah was supporting Hamas in launching rockets against Israel. But after Israel succeeded in elimination of Hassan Nasrallah, the Hezbollah leader, Hezbollah shifted from solidarity with Hamas to revenge against Israel. And now I think what is the motive behind the Hezbollah attacks, as we saw yesterday, attacking the Israeli Prime Minister's house in Syria, was a personal revenge because their commanders killed by Israel. So I think they will continue. But if Israel reaches a ceasefire in Gaza with Hamas, maybe that will be linked to Hezbollah, and so they can reach ceasefire on both fronts, with Hezbollah in the north and with Hamas and with Gaza in the south through Qatari mediators or through Egyptians.
All right, Mohammad Najib and Dr. Pinko, thank you very much for giving us your time. Thank you for joining us in the broadcast. I think we'll have to track very, very closely what happens next.